It has been said before, Ethiopia and Russia are two countries that have a very strong relationship. Now, this strong relationship is expressed in different ways. Having shown support for each other through different situations, the relationship between these two countries is now going on stronger than ever, and it is expressed in different sectors and in different ways, which is what we will look into today. Hello and welcome to Diplomatic Insights. I am Kidana Baina. Now, you may recall in an earlier or a previous episode, we've looked at the relationship between Russia and Ethiopia and different forms of, Russia's foreign relationship. And today we're going to be looking at it from a different perspective, namely from Ambassador Alemayehu Tegenu, who has served as Ethiopia's ambassador to Russia from 2018 up to the end of 2022. He joins us today in the studio. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, so the past 2 years, as you know, for Ethiopia has been a very difficult time, not only internally through the war, but also on the international arena. However, Russia has been a very strong friend for Ethiopia, and it was you, in fact, in August of 2021, you said to the Russian news agency TASS that, Ethiopia is thankful to Russia's stance or position regarding the Tigray conflict as well as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. We'll go back to the dam. But as the ambassador of Ethiopia to Russia throughout those years, I want you to tell us what the relationship looked like throughout the 2 years of conflict.
Well, as everybody knows, Ethiopia is a country that passed through different challenges in the so many years, especially the challenging years was very challenging diplomatically, economically, politically. Within this challenging period, the Russians supported us. The Russian support was very great. The Russians always stick to the principles. Based on their principles, they supported us. The Russian principle is they don't let interference of internal affairs of any country. That is why they supported Ethiopia during this challenging period.
All right. So now this support was manifested through different forms, and throughout the years, the relationship between Ethiopia and Russia has been, taking on different form. It was military alliance, but in today's age, there are different sectors for international cooperation. So where I'm heading with this is to ask you, what are some of the major sectors that these two countries have been working together on or cooperating in?
Russia is all-time friend to Ethiopia. It is a friendly country. They supported us at different periods. With regard to the cooperation in different sectors, education sector, energy sector, tourism and culture, innovation, as well as new technologies. These sectors are the priority sector for Russia as well as for Ethiopia. For this, we have a platform to discuss the opportunities of two countries, that is Intergovernmental Commission platform. Very recently, these opportunities were discussed and agreed. As of today, the best sector for Russia is energy sector. We invited them to explore our mineral resources. They are willing to come and explore this one. In the future also, we want to see Russian investor in the energy sector. There is also one ongoing project, that is Malkawakanna project. As may know, Malkawakanna hydroelectric power was constructed by Soviet Union. This plant needs modernization. We invited them long ago. They studied it, and I hope that soon they will start the modernization of Malkawakanna.
Okay, so we'll go again back to the energy sector, but you mentioned something about the Ethiopia-Russia Commission, and I'm going to ask you about a memorandum of understanding that was signed between Ethiopia and Russia that was on tourism and culture and protocol of the Intergovernmental Commission on Economic, Scientific, Technical, and Trade Cooperation. It was at the end of the 6th meeting of the Ethio-Russian Commission. So how far along, and that's assuming that it was with the aim of increasing trade exchanges. So how far along has this memorandum of understanding brought along the trade exchange or the economic exchange?
Very recently, on AIDS Intergovernmental Commission meeting held in Addis Ababa, this memorandum of understanding evaluated and agreed to increase trade volume, promote tourism potential of Ethiopia as well as tourism potential of Russia. Currently, the Ethiopian Airlines flies to Russia 3 times a week. This is a very big opportunity for Ethiopian tourists as well as Russian tourists, and it will increase the tourist attraction and tourist visitors. And by doing this, we will continue promoting the tourist destination potentials and increase the number of tourists that will come from Russia.
Okay, so another thing, now back in January of 2022, as Ethiopia's ambassador to Russia during that time, you had held discussions with the Eurasian Economic Union, and that was on plans for the development in cooperation in 2022. So what results came of that? Because like I said, now on the international arena, cooperation in the economic sector is also taking about a wide space. So what results did that bring?
Eurasian Union is a good opportunity for Ethiopia because it gives free tax trade opportunities. If we increase our trade volume or if we increase export volume to Russia, will benefit out of this Euro-Asian Union tax-free privilege. Yes, I discussed this issue. The period you have already said it. They are ready to work with us, and this opportunity currently it is there. We have to encourage our business people to continue working with Asia since the opportunity is already there. If we will continue working with them, the country will benefit out of this union.
Okay, so you said that if we continue working with them, and in regards to making that work, actually, what is expected from Ethiopia in Ethiopia's part in this?
The Chamber of Commerce as an institute and the business people, they have to closely work with this union, since it has an opportunity to give tax-free privilege for Ethiopia. We got tax-free privilege on 22 items. This is a very big number. So Chamber of Commerce as well as the business people of Ethiopia, they have to continue working with the Euro-Asia to benefit our country and benefit themselves.
Okay, so I said I'd go back to the energy sector now, and it was in the same month, in January 2022, that the Ethiopian embassy in the Russian Federation had a discussion with the CEO of Energy Solutions, electrotechnical holding company with the global presence, that is. And so it talked about investment opportunities in the energy sector, and you said that we had invited the Russians to come and explore that, sort of. So did that bear any fruit, this agreement?
This company is a very big company, very known worldwide. And I personally want to see this company working here in Ethiopia. I discussed with them to come to Ethiopia and invest in Ethiopia. We tried to connect them with our sectors. Still the discussion is going on. I hope that I will continue to invite them to start something in Ethiopia. The interest of the company is there, so we will continue our discussion with them to come to Ethiopia and invest.
Okay, so now we've mentioned the energy sector, the tourism sector, and what other sectors are left, you know, to what room is left for these two countries to sort of work on? Because I heard you talk about the tourism sector and the big potential that it has, as well as the energy sector and also the work that can be done with the Eurasian Economic Union. But surely enough, there are supposedly, you know, other areas and that are left somewhat open for these two countries to improve their relationship in.
I mentioned the mineral sector because the Russians have a very good data about our mineral resources. As you may know, they discovered Lagadambi gold mining and Kanticha tantalite potential. We invited them. They started working on Ethiopian mineral resources. This is one of the areas that we want to see Russians in Ethiopia. The second one is agriculture sector. Agriculture sector in Russia is very advanced. They have a good treatment for soil acidity. We invited Ecorest company which works on soil acidity removal. We want to see this company to work in Ethiopia to solve the soil acidity in the country. Agriculture and mining are also very important sectors that we want to see Russians here.
Okay, so at the beginning I had said something about Russia showing a good support to Ethiopia when it comes to the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or the GERD, which had been a source of, you know, much dispute or much sort of misunderstanding for Ethiopia. Now, and so before I ask you about Russia, actually, I know that your former position as the Minister of Water and Irrigation. So first, kind of give us, you know, a brief overview of the sort of pressures that Ethiopia had been facing due to GERD. I think it's been very voiced on the international arena, but remind us what challenge faced Ethiopia, as well as, you know, what the general narrative is around the GERD.
I'm very proud that Grand Ethiopian Renaissance discussed at all palaces in the world. This means this dam is a very influential dam, seventh in the world, first in Africa. By the way, when we designed this dam, we designed in the way that does not impact downstream countries. We know this. This is a fact. You can prove this fact. We failed 3 times. Nothing happened to Sudan and Egypt. Still, their system is working very well. There is no shortage of water in Egypt. There is no shortage of water in Khartoum. Rather, Khartoum was flooded last year. So, the first thing that we explained to our friends is GERD doesn't make any impact on downstream countries. Why? We designed in the way that does not make any impact on the downstream countries. So the dam will, I hope that it will complete soon. It has already started power generations. It will continue generate, the rest of the turbines will continue generating. That of the end of the Ethiopian Grand Renaissance Dam.
All right, so now talking about Russia and the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, it was towards the end or late of June 2021 that Russia sort of increased their diplomatic involvement in the GERD. It has been sort of had a balanced view regarding the dam, but why don't you give us, a general preview or an oversight of the stance that Russia had regarding the dam?
Russia's position is very clear. They believe in African solutions for African problems. Number one. Number two, Ethiopia has a wisdom to solve the problem of GERD with the two countries. Number three, if you need technical support, especially getting information from the space, Russia was ready to support us. So Russian position is this one. This position is very important for Ethiopia. We continued with we enjoyed these Russian positions, and still this position is there. As you know, we believe in dialogue. We always invite the two countries to round table negotiation to just solve the issues that they always raise. Otherwise, we don't have any problem with these countries. We believe in dialogue. We can solve this. We discussed a lot of issues. We agreed on a lot of issues. The remaining issue is very insignificant, so we can agree on the remaining issues. We explained this position to the Russian side, and they have seen the filling of the dam 3 times doesn't impact 2 countries.
That's right. So now we're talking about the support that Russia has given to Ethiopia, and now we've gone over, the relationship that they've had for the past couple of years. In what realms would you say that Russia has showed its solidarity with Ethiopia? Sort of to put it into words.
Let me tell you only one. At different international forums, Ethiopia challenged more than 13 times at the United Nations Security Council. Who supported us during this challenging time? The Russians, Russia. Indians, Chinese. So this is a very big support. It is a very great support for Ethiopia. Mm-hmm. When some countries imposed different pressures on Ethiopia, Russia intervened and said, let Ethiopia solve its internal affairs by its own wisdom. This is a big support. As I have already said it, Russia is all-time friend to Ethiopia.
Okay, so as the outgoing ambassador of Ethiopia to Russia, what would you say is the future? What does the future look like? A projection, actually, of what you think these two countries have to stand to gain from their relationship and what they could work on.
Well, there are some agreements under process. Mm-hmm. I want to see those agreements signed and implemented. Number two, we conducted as Intergovernmental Commission meeting here in Addis Ababa. Mm-hmm. There are agreed the minutes. According to agreed minutes, it has to be implemented within the allocated time, and as per our agreement, I want to see trade volume increment, utilization of Euro-Asian opportunities, and implementation of energy projects. Want to see more investors, Russian investors in different sectors that I have mentioned earlier. So this is my wish and my hope to see the relationship between the two countries.
All right. Well, Ambassador, thank you so much for giving us an overview of what the relationship between the two countries looked like during your tenure as the Ambassador of Ethiopia to Russia. Thank you so much for giving us the time today once again.
You are welcome. Спасибо большое.
All right. On that note, today's diplomatic insight comes to an end. We've looked into what Ethiopia's and Russia's relationship has looked like for the past couple of years with a former ambassador of Ethiopia to Russia, Ambassador Alemayehu Tegenu. I was Kirana Baina leading you through the program, and goodbye for now.